Are you a recording artist wondering how to keep your voice healthy in the studio? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, I'm Maurice. I'm a speech language pathologist who specializes in the vocal health of professional voice users and singers. This video is all about how to keep your voice healthy and safe when working in the studio. The studio is such a unique environment, and often there's a lot of pressure to be at your best voice. They can definitely be long hours and long sessions where you're doing take after take after take. So my goal for you is that at the end of this video, you'll have some tips, tools, and strategies for managing the pressure and the work involved with singing in the studio. The first tip that I have, and probably one of the most important tips that I have in this video for you as a recording artist, is to warm up your voice. As I previously mentioned, recording sessions are often very long, but they're also high intensity, high pressure. When you get into the studio, there's not really a lot of time to waste. It doesn't mean that you don't have multiple takes. It just means that when you hit the studio, it's time to work. It's time to go. A warm up is just gonna help focus your body, focus the energy, literally warm up the muscles of your larynx and your voice, your articulators and your resonance, so that when you get into the studio, you're ready to go. Warm-ups have also demonstrated an ability to prevent injury and increase your own awareness of things like voice effort, certain qualities that you may hear in your voice. I also often find that folks who regularly warm up their voice, and certainly before intense voicing periods, have much higher awareness of what their voice needs. So maybe you're on your way to the studio and realizing, you know what, I need a little bit more work in getting that sort of full chest or that full belt. I can use the warm up to get to that. Or I noticed that my low notes are maybe a little bit weaker today than they would be on another day. I'm going to use my warm up to explore how I can access those in an easy way. Now, the morning of a studio session is probably not the best time to develop a warm up plan, but working alongside a voice teacher or a voice coach or someone like me who specializes in voice function can help you do that. The second tip is going to be one that you're probably aware of: hydration. But how hydration works has largely been misunderstood. You may go into the studio with your gigantic water bottle, 64 ounces of water, and be constantly sipping and drinking water. That hydration is going to be good for your overall body and health. However, when you drink water, it doesn't touch your vocal folds directly. So when considering your voice health for studio sessions, it's almost going to be more important to consider the role of hydration and voice hygiene days before you get into the studio. So not only are we thinking about our water intake maybe 3 or 4 days before the session, we're also considering how much sleep am I getting? Am I using my voice the appropriate amount, or am I allowing my voice to rest? Other things that we might consider are diet, the impact of reflux, allergies, or sinus problems. We really want to become aware of some of these variables and factors days before the session, so that on the day of the session, our bodies really are in the best place to produce the best outcome. My third tip is encouraging you to become good friends with the engineers and producers that you're working with. These are the folks that are really going to help you maximize your productivity, your efficiency, and overall the finished product in the studio session. If you notice that there are sections of a song or places in your voice that maybe feel a bit unstable or shaky, communicate that. If you notice that doing a take over and over and over again is starting to wear down on your instrument, communicate that. If you literally feel like something about the recording environment or the feedback that you're getting into your ears is inhibiting your ability to produce a good sound, communicate that. Which leads us right into the next tip. Tip 4, come into the studio with a plan. Come with a plan for what you'd like to achieve. Come with a plan for how you'd like to sound. Literally come in with some notes, write things down, and tip 3, communicate that with the people who are helping to facilitate the process. There is a lot that goes on when you're working in a studio. I also know this from personal experience, but now as a speech pathologist who works with singers, I see that a lot. Having a plan for how you'd like to navigate the recording session with your voice is going to make all the difference, and the plan itself will allow for more freedom in the creative process. Tip number 5, and this one's difficult to do: try not to produce your own voice. Now, when people say that, they're like, what do you mean? Don't make any decisions about the sound of your voice, or don't make any choices. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying, though, is that often when you listen to recording artists, you're hearing really cool effects and qualities and fades and bursts and resonances within their voice quality that are made or produced after they're recorded. And I find it really important that singers understand you have one instrument that has some degrees of freedom, but the sound that you make with your voice is not going to be the finished product. And that's okay. Let the engineers, let the vocal producers take care of the end quality. Your goal is to produce the clearest, strongest, easiest, most functional, most flexible, most versatile sound that you can within that space. That gives them more to work with. And my last tip, this may not come as a shock to you, is work alongside a singing voice teacher, work alongside a vocal coach, work alongside someone who understands voice function and physiology specifically for studio singers, someone who has experience doing this work, to make your time in the studio as effective as it possibly can be. Being a performer and a professional singer is just as much raw talent and dedication and hard work to your craft as it is awareness and hard work and dedication to keeping yourself healthy and functioning as strong as you can through the process that it takes to produce the art. Feel free to comment below with any additional questions, thoughts, ideas that you have. I'd be interested to hear what your experiences are in the studio. We'll talk soon. Bye.